Hello, this is Mel Pierce from Perins School. We are an e-learning school, and I'm going to show you how our Moodle is designed to sort of help flip learning. Often a problem when you're starting with flip learning is what platform you're going to share your videos on, whether you're using Edmodo or Google Drive or Google Classroom or Microsoft OneDrive, the way that you're going to share. Having a VLE is really good for this, not just for the shareability, but for the fact that you can do quizzes and things on there as well. So I'm just going to show you how some of ours are designed, just that it helps the teachers. We also use Show My Homework as well to set homework, that you can put links and files, but mostly they're linked to our Moodle. So our Moodle is really well established. So if I show you, this is our Moodle area, this is our curriculum. If I go to English, so all our subjects are here. English Key Stage 3, all the subjects are set up like this. So there's 7, 8, 9. So if I show you this Heroes and Villains course, it's a different English teacher made. So it's put into sections then. So it's a checklist and then various different sections that are kind of like, often some just like questions. So here's a, so I'll just turn the editing off. Here's a checklist. So the students know what they've got to do. And they do use this thing called Mahara, which is an electronic portfolio where they can put their work, because it can take videos, animations, web links. So instead of having a textbook, Mahara is an e-portfolio that can take loads of different media. So there's a checklist that students would use, and then as a teacher you could view the progress. If you just pick the certain class of where students are, you can change it just to have the one class. So just showing you some of the features on our Moodle. Also on here then we might have various different tasks that they could do as flip learning. So this is designed for synchronous and asynchronous learning, so in the classroom with the teacher or out of the classroom. So it might be some tasks to create your mind map. This was a journal entry. They had to edit a journal entry to do that one. So adding the descriptive writing, creating your hero. Okay, so there's website links, descriptions, how to create. So any of these tasks could have been used as flip learning tasks, just to give you a rough idea. The next one I'm going to show you is geography. Okay, so if I go to, this is all the Year 7 geography courses. You can see there's many. If I show you mapping skills, this is set out slightly differently. So the different sections are there. So if I look at the mapping skills section, that's just the front page. And the geography department have set it up with connected, like starters, activities that they might do, demonstrate activities for them to learn, and then review. So any of these could be used for flip learning, and may it be have a look at the map symbols, learn some of these for next lesson. So the description would be probably on Show My Homework where we'd set that, or it might say and then in the class you might then maybe do the quiz, and then there may be some other activities in the class depending on what happened with the quiz. So the quiz will be able to tell the teachers who did well, who didn't, which people all got, say, question 5 wrong, etc. That's another example. This is our Year 7 science. So showing an example of diet and health. Just how different departments have set this up. So these are the sections in diet and health, diet and food groups. So science have set theirs up to have knowledge. So that might be the typical flip learning, go and watch this PowerPoint or go and look at this website. Activities will probably be done in the class, although obviously it's not all online. There may be some practicals to do, maybe some discussion, and then the reviews, the little quizzes and things. So the flip learning might be to read something, do the quiz, and the teacher would then see the answers to the quiz, or maybe to start the lesson they might do the quiz. So that's an example. Again, if I show you something else, again, it's the same. Knowledge, activities. So it might be, so lots of newspaper articles here. So it could be read these and state 5 facts or something for a bit of the flip learning. So it's just trying to work out which bits are best to be flipped and which bits are best to be at home, in the classroom. The other bit, just trying to show you, this is one that I made a while ago. It doesn't really look that neat, but I made it about 3 years ago. So I was getting students to try and design their own practicals before coming in, instead of saying the teacher says this is what you do and everyone follow the instructions. So this forces section was set up with various different questions, and then their work was to go and have a look. So for this question 1, how can I move an elephant with the least amount of effort? So there's some sub questions, some keywords, and then suggested practicals. So they would have to read to see which practical they'd want to do. I said I'd have the equipment ready, and then in the lesson it's like, right, off you go, you should know what you're doing. And there's some video clips and some animations to help them understand. So I set this out as suggested practicals, activities, and then some exam questions that they then upload their question afterwards, and they end up, that's a peer assessed thing, they could look at each other's. So it was a way to help make sure they were looking and planning their own thing before they come to the lessons, so they know roughly what they're doing, rather than just waiting, what have we got to do now? Because certainly in practical, students can just get the equipment and not really know what they're doing. You have students go, what's this? Where am I using this for? Do I have one of the, do I need this? And it's, well, you need to know what you're doing. And again, here's another example. How can a massive cargo ship possibly float? It's taking a bit of a while to load. Okay, so how can a massive cargo ship float? Here's some of the other questions. So the questions are quite useful as a flip learning activity. Suggested practicals, activities. So it might be that you said, can you write me a sentence with these keywords in? Can you plan a practical? It would depend. But the idea is that these courses are designed so that they're basically there, and then the teacher would decide which bits they like or don't. So that is our Perins Moodle that really helps the teachers to do the flip learning. So it's quite well established for nearly all subjects. And the good thing is about the quizzes is that diagnostically we can tell what students have done straight away.